Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma friends, as I mention always, our main purpose is developing our awareness or the wisdom. So that's mean the truth. So when it comes to truth, there are two kind of truth. The two kind of truth: conventional truth, eternal truth. So there is a kind of puzzle, tangle within these two. What is that tangle? Listen this very carefully. Sometimes conventional truth you can take as eternal truth. Why? Because you see by the conventional mind. And because of that, the conventional truth sometimes you can see as an eternal truth. So whatever maybe come to you as eternal truth, and there is a possibility it can become conventional truth for you. So then developing the clarity, that's why the meditation is important. Why? As ordinary people in this conventional life, we use our mind, that means thoughts, to analyze things, to understand things, to recognize things. So the thoughts related to the past, and always the words that you have, or the colors or the pictures that you carry in your head as name and form, all related to your past experience. So in conventional life, as an ordinary person, when you use that all the details to analyze the present moment, you still get the same thing, maybe in a different form. So dropping this thought pattern and make your mind completely free from past thoughts and having a direct perception with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, allow you to come to kind of a certain truth to understand. But there is a barrier in between this. That barrier is a kind of it appear kind of like the ultimate truth. What is that barrier? That is called reality. So when you say real, that reality means what? What is real? There is truth and there is real. So truth and the real is not the same. That is where so when it comes to deeper, the clarity, wisdom, transformation, the enlightenment, you have to develop the truth. So in conventional life, when we in this journey looking for truth, we mostly stop with the reality. So what is reality? So so it's like this. The reality, when it come in according to the dictionary, it like this: the state quality of having existence or substance is reality. The state or quality of having existence or substance is reality. And as example, so this is real for this moment. So that's reality. This whatever the real, we can understand when if something able to access by the perception, that also real. If something, say that now you can touch it, you can see it, you can feel it, so then we say this is real. But the thing is, if something real, so listen this very carefully. This is the key point. If something real for you, it always depending on condition. So if something real, it always depending on condition. And as we know, in Buddhism, one foundation is the one of the main pillar, all conditions, things impermanent. So then as real something appear to you, then it cannot itself become real. And there is a word called that falsifiability. So there is a 20th century, one of the great philosopher, Sir Karl Popper, the British philosopher, he introduced this falsifiability. So the falsifiability means that you can prove, so whatever that things exist, you can prove it is not like that. So it's kind of like it can prove that whatever the statement that you make, it's not going to become like that way. It's called falsifiability. Sir Karl Popper. And so the same theory, when it comes to we see something real, if you able to get it as something, then itself it create your existence. So mostly then when we, as example, if somebody say it is real, when you hear that, you believe it, you take it. But that real itself is an illusion. In Sanskrit, for this reality, there is a word. That word is called Maya. That is the word in Sanskrit that is how it explains. Maya. Maya means illusion. So what is real? If something appear as real, it itself not real. So that is why we are tangled in this samsara. Again and again, we unknowingly we hold into the samsara again, because we believe the reality. We don't like unreal things, and we appreciate the reality. When somebody say it is real, you trust it, you allow it to be there. So even in your mind, when something is real, you accept it. But how it become real? Because you have to experience it through perceptions. So if something can experience by perceptions, then it is depending on conditions. So if something depending on condition, it is impermanent. So that is mean it is not truth. So that's why it's go related to the Maya. So then what is the truth? So the truth you cannot experience by perceptions. That's why truth always come as a view. Truth always come as a view, and it always not depending from something. That is the beauty of the truth. That because if the truth depending from something, then it is not powerful. It always going to become weak. But when the truth become independent, then it become powerful. So then when the perceptions happen, even though it is real, if you are not into it and observe it, then you're going to see what it is. So that is what vipassana. So in the first level, you have to develop your mind to tranquility state, not to get disturbed out of the perceptions. So that is very important. And even from not to get disturbed from our own mental formations. So that is the very nature of the tranquility state. So the reality, the real relationship that the respond, that reasoning, so this react, this everything related to the reality, because it has a duality, and it always depending from something. That is the very nature of the reality, and it always take you out. The reality always take you out. So that's why the reality you have to experience through perceptions. So the truth is not like that. Truth is always you experience as a view. So when it comes to the view, you have to detach your mind from the perceptions. Because if the mind involving with the perceptions or with something contact, in that very moment, mind cannot become independent. So then when you are having contact with the perceptions, then you are depending, your experience depending. So then you may be experience it as a real, but it is maybe not the truth. Not maybe, it is not truth. So to experience the truth, you have to get out of the contact or the perception, and you have to release your mind from the perception. So that is what the vipassana. When it comes to the truth, it not depending from that, and it always become independent. And when the mind become independent, it become clear and stronger. So this independent observation is more powerful. That's why, as example, in the courthouse, and sometimes they ask for witness. If somebody see what happened, witness. So in Sanskrit, there is a word called shakshi. Shakshi means outsider, not inside the incident. Because if you are inside the incident, you cannot experience it independently. You are already caught in that conditions. So the Sakshi means outsider. So when the judge cannot take a decision, and both say I am right, and then they call for whoever that witness or Sakshi, oh bring, okay, how you see what happened. So then according to that, because that person not into the incident, he's outsider, and according to that, his statement, the other can recognize what happened, even though they both say I am right, and according to someone, the outsider, not related to the incident, and when that statement comes, then other people can understand who is right or who is wrong. So the same thing happening inside our mind also. So when you observe the perception without interfering it with the thoughts, or when the mind become free from the thought patterns or the experience moment by moment, the mind itself in the vipassana level, you become kind of like the outsider from the perception. So that itself help you to see what is happening. Because if you are get into with the thoughts, with the mental formations, that's why if you start to think something, you are already creating that environment inside you. So even when it comes to the feelings, sensations, or these things, if you start to think about it, this is a good feeling, this is a bad feeling, this is a neutral feeling. So like that anymore, you cannot recognize it. So that's why when it comes to truth, it always take you to the clarity to understand how things come to be as they are. But if you stop just with the reality, the real experience, what is happening, you have no power to see how things come to be as they are. Why? Because you are already with it. You build up a relationship with your experience, and then anymore you cannot go with it. So from the ancient time, mostly the people, when they hear this is real, they don't question it anymore, and they hold it, they accept it, and they giving a space in their heart, in their life. Why? Because it is real. But that you don't understand that reality means it is conventionally that it itself the very nature of the samsara. So the nibbana means you come out of that reality and you see that how this happening itself without getting into that reality, you come out of the reality. So you become kind of like a outsider. So in in another way, the truth means negative. Negative means that whatever you experience as reality, when the truth become powerful and you don't see it as entity, so you able to that the to develop the fragmented mind, that you release it from the as take it as an entity. So that is where the detachment come in deeper level. So mostly we attach to reality. So the reality means we attach to whatever the things happening in front of our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. And it is happening, you can see it, you trust it. But when itself, when it able to see, when something to able to hear, smell, taste, it already depending from something. So that is the truth that you have to see. When you able to recognize the cause and effect, And when the inhalation exhalation happen, that is what when you observe the five aggregates and how this happening moment by rather than involving it, empowering it, enriching your experience, you observe it in that very moment, little by little, little by little, and you're going to recognize what this is. And another nature, in reality, it always dualistic. It always dualistic. That is the nature of the reality. It always dualistic, and it always depending from something. And it always need this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind to, to experience. So it another way, the reality means fact, kind of like informations. So that is the very nature of the world. That is the very nature of our, our life. So, but when we go for the wisdom, only thing is, even though it is there, don't stop there. Seeing reality is good. Why? Because it helps you to go through it. If you don't even see the reality, how you can even analyze it? So it is in the tranquility state, you come to a point to see the truth. That's why in tranquility state, you able to see things as it is without mixing any ideas. So that's mean you start to able to experience the reality. But in that reality, if you hold it to that, you cannot go anymore, then any development not going to happen. So then you have to develop the wisdom to when something real, not to settle down there. So that is a little bit difficult. For that you have to have the kind of the strong mind to, as example, when somebody say it is real, rather than accepting it, to question it, you have to be strong. And when somebody say it is real, rather than that the holding it, go beyond that reality, you have to be strong. That is strong, that the strength arise from the mind. So the reality also build up strength. That strength always take you towards outside, outside, outside. But the truth also create the strength. When you go with the truth again and again, it also create energy inside you. It always settle down you. Why? The very nature of the truth, not depending from something. It always the one entity, and it not kind of like going to change according to the conditions. So then when the truth becomes stronger, 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 there is a nature come, you slowly settle down, and you are not trying to, your energy with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, it doesn't go out. That means no desires. So the desires mean always you look things with the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind from outside. So the truth, it reverse it. It bring down. So in the tranquility state, samadhi means when you settle down means in the very first level, you intensely settle down your mind to stay in one point, and then later in the vipassana level, you go deeper, 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 and you are not depending from the outside. So in that very existence, you're going to recognize in the deeper level this how things come to be as they are. And then you are completely free from the perception. So that freedom, if you are able to get in this very lifetime, that will help you to have the transformation or the attaining to the Nibbana. So then in day-to-day life, remember that Don't settle down with the reality. Reality is good, it is conventional, it should be there, and rather than unreal, it is reality. Is the reality is important, but remember, it is feedback of the illusion. So when you experience the reality, it will show you it is illusion. So then, rather than settle down there, start to go towards the truth. What this is, how this is happening. And that is where you're going to see that the reality is illusion. That is the truth. That is the ultimate truth. That what you experience as reality is illusion. So as example, this you experience as reality. So then we can see it, we can touch it, we can smell, we can bite it, we can break it. So this is real. But when it comes to deeper, heat, motion, liquidity, hardness, four elements create this. As example, scientists, if they take it to a laboratory and start to, to look, and they start to find different elements, it's everything the same. So then in a certain level, like quantum physics and in many other ways, they say, so this is mostly 99% empty. So but we can see, we can hear that the whole day. So then this reality is not truth. This reality is an illusion. Recognizing this reality is an illusion is the ultimate truth. So then in day-to-day life with the vipassana, that is where little by little we heading, we going. So it is a beautiful journey. So yourself in day-to-day life, and sometimes, in this conventional life, just a little bit try to spend some time and start to see like this and push yourself, and don't even be comfortable with the whatever you know. So mentally, little bit push forward and jump little bit higher and start to question yourself. What you experience as real, is there anything else? When you recognize there is nothing, that what you experience, things as real, also illusion, you're not going to look for reality. You come out of the reality, that is where your liberation going to happen. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of liberation or the Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava ittavata cha ammihi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.